Alarm over democratic backslide under Tinubu. Cites rising corruption, civic suppression. Good day, my dear listeners. Here is another interesting news coming to your listening ears today. Moving on to the full details, kindly please ensure you like, subscribe to this channel and share. The Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC, has raised the alarm over what it describes as the frightening collapse of accountable governance and the erosion of democratic value under the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In a press statement issued on Thursday, Comrade Ahua Al-Musa Rafsanjani, Executive Director of CISLAC, described Nigeria's democratic environment as being in a state of regression, citing institutional decay, growing authoritarianism, and a shrinking civic space as key symptoms of democratic backsliding. The group stated that 26 years after the return to civilian rule in 1999, Nigeria faces an urgent democratic crisis fueled by rising corruption, leadership failure, compromised elections, and widespread public distrust. CISLAC expressed deep concern over the state of Nigerians' electoral credibility, describing recent elections as mere exercises in futility, plagued by violence, voter suppression, vote buying, and judicial interference. It also raised concerns over the deteriorating state of the judiciary, citing delays in access to justice, inconsistent rulings, and perceived political interference is a major threat to the rule of law. The statements read in part: in Nigeria, democracy is backsliding because of the frightening collapse of responsible, transparent, and accountable governance under the watch of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, CISLAC said, as the nation marks Democracy Day and 26 years of continuous democratic governance. Right now, the nation's democratic institutions are at their weakest point and are consistently failing the people while authoritarian tendencies continue to rise. Failure of leadership, erosion of public trust, rising corruption, impunity, compromised electoral processes, and a shrinking civic space are key indicators of the deliberate undermining of democratic values. Instead of building on the gains of past democratic rule, the country is regressing into a governance model defined by unaccountable leadership, weak institutions, killings, and the total exclusion of citizens from decision-making. There is widespread voter apathy and growing distrust in the electoral system. Political parties lack ideology and discipline, functioning merely as platforms for elite bargains and transactional personal gains, Rafsanjani stated. While anti-corruption efforts at the federal level are frequently touted, CISLAC is deeply troubled by pervasive and largely unchecked corruption at the state level. Many state governors operate without transparency, supported by compromised state assemblies and an almost total lack of oversight. We must decentralize anti-corruption efforts and empower state-level institutions to function independently. A functional democracy depends on an impartial and independent judiciary. But what we see today in Nigeria is a system under pressure from political actors, lacking financial autonomy and rapidly losing public confidence, Rasfajani warned. Sislak also expressed concern over the continued insecurity facing citizens, despite repeated government assurances. Despite repeated promises, insecurity continues unabated. Citizens are not safe, and the government has yet to present a coherent national security strategy that addresses both the symptoms and root causes, Sislak said. The organization expressed alarm over the economic hardship facing millions of Nigerians, despite government claims of saving trillions of naira from the removal of fuel subsidies. My dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the comment section and let us know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.